One of many indicia that the Trump administration is failing and reeling is its impact on the economy. Let's just use one of Donald Trump's favorite economic measures, cryptocurrency. Well, the cryptocurrency market is crashing. We're heading to another crypto winter, dropping over 27% since Inauguration Day because of Donald Trump's failed economic policies, including his tariff wars around the country, while traders on Wall Street, which drive the engine of Wall Street, brokers and traders, while traders head for the hills and they're getting out of tech stocks run by all those tech bros that supported Donald Trump, like Meta and Facebook and Amazon. All those stocks are getting shed as the traders head for safer bets like good old-fashioned Procter & Gamble and Kellogg and all sorts of staples that matter to America, and they get out of technology. What is going on? What's going on is that the rest of the financial world knows that the emperor has no clothes, a disgusting thought when it comes to Donald Trump, and the Bitcoin market crashing is one indicia of it. Nothing says I'm failing like declaring that U.S. will be the Bitcoin capital of the world as it plunges into a depression. I'm Michael Popok. I'm not depressed, but I'm here on the MeidasTouch Network, Legal AF. Let's talk about financial markets led by cryptocurrency and the impact of the tariff and trade war. I'm putting on my Wall Street hat here for a minute. As most people know, I worked on Wall Street as a lawyer for a number of years. Let me just put it this way. This is amateur hour. It's hard to believe that there are people in key positions surrounding Donald Trump that used to, a month ago, used to run moderately successful Wall Street companies. Scott Bessent had a hedge fund, worked for George Soros at one point. He's our Treasury Secretary. Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, had a family-owned business, on Wall Street for years. You'd think these people didn't know how the economy worked from a macro and micro level, didn't know the role of the Federal Reserve, didn't know monetary policy, didn't know what tariffs would do. And Bitcoin is the canary in the coal mine. Now, Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, remember, Donald Trump owns cryptocurrency, has a cryptocurrency platform, likes to transact in cryptocurrency. His kids are all in cryptocurrency. Barron, the Fredo of the family, he led the charge for the crypto platform that Donald Trump is using. The older boys are running around in crypto, boards of directors making lots of money, going overseas to Dubai and other places announcing this is the golden age of crypto. Okay, how's that going for you? It's sort of like watching Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, the world's youngest press secretary, as I like to call her. When she stands up and says, everything is going great, billions of dollars have been saved, the Trump economy is on it, or Donald Trump handing out, I don't know if you saw this, a couple of days ago, Donald Trump it looked like North Korea TV. No other way to put this. He's got RFK Jr. and Howard Lutnick from Cantor Fitzgerald, now the Commerce Secretary, standing behind him as he's handing out, with a couple of reporters, as he's handing out new red hats that say Trump was right or something like that. It looked like a North Korean hostage video. Everyone laughing at his jokes. Whatever the president tells you to do, you should do. Yeah, okay, great. Except you're supposed to be the experts on the economy. And whenever you hear Caroline Leavitt say things are going great and Trump is right and all that, that is just behind them, the building's on fire. And they're acting like it's nothing. Let's look at Bitcoin. So you put a 10% initial tariff on China. You do another 10%. China's already responded and said, we're going to hold our fire. They're about to go into their major communist congress to talk about their economic policy. That's the day Donald Trump decides to drop the bomb of another 10% on China of tariffs. And then the other countries around the world, they start tariffing China. The China stock market starts shedding dollars. They start having less money to consume because they're also a huge consumer market. And what does that do to the world economy? You hear that sputtering sound? That's the engine of the world economy coming to a halt, grinding to a halt because Donald Trump's executing on his America First economic policy. We cannot, let me repeat the obvious. We cannot go it alone in our economy. The American consumer, even the richest 2% that consume 30% of our durable goods and other goods, cannot consume and use all of the services and goods generated by the American economy. We can't do it alone. It has to be global. Otherwise, our GDP will shrink. So this whole, America, just buy more, use more, eat more, do more. That's not going to work. Okay. First of all, most of America below the top 2% is suffering under the Trump policies and Trump economic policies. Nothing's trickling down to them. What trickle down economics are there? The only thing that's keeping the economy going in America is the top 3% is consuming 30% of the GDP and doing the buying in America, including luxury goods. That's what's spinning our economy. Now, in cryptocurrency, the crypto traders have decided we better go into crypto winter. There's no other way to put it. They shed since the high of $109,000 a Bitcoin price on the day of the inauguration, when everybody was all excited. He's going to buy Bitcoin. He's going to set up a Bitcoin reserve. He's going to spend trillions of dollars. He put the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission as pro-crypto. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, pro-crypto. Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, pro-crypto. How's that going? Not well. In February alone, cryptocurrency is down 20%. Yeah. All a reaction to the tariff war that Donald Trump has started for no good reason. I defy you to tell me, you can put it in comments, tell me the good reason for starting a trade war with our three leading trade partners of Canada, Mexico, and China, all at the same time. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Because this is going to be the external revenue collection that's going to replace the tax cuts to the wealthy that he's going to do. Again, that's a new tax on the back of the average American because prices are going to go up for goods as the world economy grinds to a halt because of Donald Trump. And the American GDP, American manufacturing, goods, services, all have to raise their prices, right? And then you've got the firing of federal workers who are also consumers, the turning off the fuel supply for international aid, which comes through American companies and American workers, also consumers. How many times are you going to hit the consumer sector and expect the American economy to continue to hum along? And then he looks, as the Bitcoin market crashes, as soon as you get the first Bitcoin president, that's when you run for the hills, apparently. On top of all of that, let's just do macroeconomics for a minute. On top of all of that, you've got all of these hits to the consumer base. Federal workers fired, there goes their paychecks. Aid workers fired, there goes their paychecks. People that are in manufacturing that deal with international trade, gone because of the tariff war. And therefore, it becomes a tax imposed on Americans as their prices soar. Yeah. It's not just the price of eggs that are up. Have you been to the supermarket lately? Things are, since COVID and since Trump administration, things are up 30, 40%. I see prices now in an average supermarket where I shop. It's not even like, Whole Foods where everything's like, what's the joke about Whole Foods owned by Amazon? Whole Paycheck. I don't even go to Whole Paycheck. I go to another one. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And that's what's going on. And Donald Trump is not going to do a darn thing about it. He's just going to end up imposing another type of tax on you because your prices are going to go up. So it's not just about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a leading indicator of how the economy is viewing Donald Trump's policies. As traders and brokers back away. The only thing that Donald Trump hasn't touched yet, and if he did that, we would lead to an immediate collapse of our economy and a depression, is if you went after, again, Jay Powell, the Federal Reserve. You notice that every time he passes some sort of, I'm going to fire everybody memo, it always carves out the Federal Reserve. Because at least the Wall Street people in his administration have told him, don't F with Jay Powell and the Federal Reserve because you'll crash the American economy because it is the most It is the most powerful and well-respected central bank in the world. All other central banks take their lead from it. It's being well run. He's been dying to fire Jay Powell forever. It's the only life preserver he has. Thank God Jay Powell's not going anywhere and he didn't quit like, the FBI director and everybody else in the Biden administration. Jay Powell said, no, I'm a patriot. The American economy is important to me. I'm going to be the steward of the American economy and protect it against Donald Trump. Thank God. Thank God. So we're going to continue to follow it all. The crash of the Tesla stock. Maybe Elon Musk should focus more on his own companies now that his stock is down 40% than on trying to wreck the American economy and hollow out federal workers. I mean, I just saw a notice that NOAA, responsible for, weather and all sorts of things related to natural disasters and prediction models and all that. 200 of their workers got fired. Why? There's Democrats and Republicans about weather and about oceanic issues. I just don't understand this. And nobody voted for it. And it's seeping into the water table of voter discontent. Voters want their vote back. He's in the trash when it comes, the failing administration, Donald Trump is in the trash when it comes to approval ratings right now. And in a terrible side for him and a great sign for democracy, he's never going to win the midterm elections at this rate. Almost 70% of the American people think he's not doing enough to help them with their daily economic issues because they're right. He's not. He's more concerned about Bitcoin. Every time Donald Trump's concerned about something and focused on something, it crashes. It's the opposite of MeidasTouch. Whatever he touches turns to crap and fails. That's why he should never have been let back into the government. And his attempt to treat the government like some sort of business, a failing business at that, should be rejected by the voters in less than 2 years at the midterms. I'm Michael Popok, Economic Report on Legal AF and the MeidasTouch Network. Until my next reporting, catch me on all things Legal AF here on the Legal AF YouTube channel, on the MeidasTouch channel with all these hot takes, on the Legal AF OG podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Till then, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.